What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TV Toycast YouTube channel. And today we are unboxing from Kenner. It's an old school one, but it is a fun one and it is a favorite. And what I'm really excited to dive into, we are unboxing from the Total Justice line. It is Aquaman. And Aquaman was always kind of looked at as kind of the guy, Aquaman. I want Batman. I want Superman. I want the Flash. Even Green Lantern. But Aquaman was kind of, I don't know about him. But around the 90s, he kind of got a new look. He got the beard, the long hair, the hook. Kind of changed things up for him. Maybe not so nerdy after all. In fact, I remember seeing this figure a lot at Walmart and just being like, that thing's freaking amazing. And never collected these, never had any of these, but I always thought they were really cool. I love, of course, the Batman logo there. That's one of the most iconic logos of all time. I love the font of this, Total Justice. Like, that just pulls you in. The artwork here is top notch. You got some awesome heroes. Of course, you got the Aquaman figure with Blasto, good Lord Almighty, with blasting Hydro Spear, and of course a bunch of weapons and some armor and everything else. Really, really cool stuff. Of course, we got the roster on the back, and it's a good one too this week. Look at that Batman, which we've unboxed. If you missed Batman, go back and check that out in the archives. We got Robin, we got Darkseid, if you need a villain, Green Lantern, the Flash, and Aquaman. Doing my best to unbox all these on the channel. I do not have the Flash, and I do not have Darkseid. I'm looking to get those. They're on eBay. They're not crazy expensive, so I actually have a lot of the figures from Series 2 and 3 already. But I want to get all of Series 1 unboxed first and then move on. But like I said, these are great. Of course, for the Batman logo there. Look for Superman action figures and vehicles in store now. So there was a Superman Man of Steel line from Kenner around the same time, so that's probably why he wasn't in this line. You could do a little mixing and matching if you needed to. Not necessary, but kind of cool. Of course, Superman ended up being in Wave 2, so it wasn't a long wait. Proof of purchase, those were always fun back in the day. You cut that out and you send it off for, whatever. Sometimes it was always something. I remember it more on cereal boxes than on these, but it was definitely a cool thing. Of course, Kenner was doing great things in the 90s. Of course, if you look right here, I don't know if you can see that. I'll pull it in a little bit closer. Hasbro. So technically these were from Hasbro. Hasbro and Kenner kind of being the same, I guess. Hasbro buying Kenner, taking over Kenner, but still using the Kenner name. In fact, I think even to this day they use it. I know Loyal Subjects is putting out a new mask line. I'm sure if you guys remember masks from the 80s, and it says Kenner on the box. So there's something about that old school Kenner name that adds a lot more to it. But yeah, look at this figure. I mean, really, really cool. Obviously, we got 90s style articulation, so probably not a ton to write home about, but all in all, I think this is a cool looking figure. And again, I love 90s, anything 90s. Obviously, this whole YouTube channel is based upon nostalgia, and there's something super fun about the 90s. And that's what most of us remember as far as toys, right? That's what got us into toys, and I just realized I did not have my light turned on. What are you going to do? I'm already 3 minutes in. I'm not stopping now. We're just going to do it in the dark. Not really. The light is on now. But I was sitting there thinking, like, well, this video's a little dark, isn't it? You could use a little light. There you have it. Got a little light there. So, lights off. I have all these different colors. Look at that. High tech in this world. Did you even know I used a light? Sometime. Most of you probably did, because it glares every now and then off of a plastic package. That's one thing I don't like about those resealable packages, and I've never mentioned this on the show, but that light glares on that so bad, it's awful. But, what are you going to do? These videos aren't perfect, and I don't even like to edit them, because I do, but I don't like to take out funny stuff that I say or when I trip over a word, because that's what makes it real. And if you don't dig that, well, then this may be not the channel for you, but I enjoy doing it, and I appreciate anyone who does check out the videos. So thank you all, and I hope you enjoy all my flubs, which probably happen on a pretty consistent basis, of course. So we're going to open up this very well put together package. Aquaman here. I think I picked this up at a vintage toy shop in another, not in the same state I live in, but in a different city. I happened to be traveling through, stopped by, saw this, and I was like, you know what? I am picking up Aquaman, because why wouldn't I? Got all this stuff out of here. We've got the Aquaman figure, a bunch of accessories. What I think is cool about this line, and I thought the same with the Batman, if you do Aquaman just like this is more than okay. Joints are a little bit stiff, but it is a 30-year-old figure, so I guess that's to be expected. Head, decent articulation, cool. Only thing I don't like about these is the way they are posed. Their stance is going to be a little bit hard to stand up because they're almost like They got these like wide stances. Yeah, I can't. I would rather have a little bit of articulation in the knees, but what are you gonna do? They can't be perfect. But overall, like I said, this figure just like that, that's perfectly fun. But you can add this stuff on there. I believe this probably goes over right here. Maybe does it go over this side? I mean, surely not, because he's already got armor over there. I think it goes right there. I mean, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I guess I should probably use the photo reference, and in fact, that's exactly what it does. But first, I'm going to throw it on the floor. These actually separate, which is kind of cool. So it doesn't like stay on very well. I don't know. That could be better. What are you going to do? These little sword things out. I guess it's good enough, maybe? Where does this thing? This clearly goes on his arm. Does it go right here? Or does it go on this one? And I'll knock that off while I'm trying to decide. I think, well, let's throw it on the ground. So, I don't know. It doesn't really... Okay, it goes up here. Maybe that help hold... Does that help hold it in place? I don't know. Okay, so it goes right there. I think. That's what the picture shows. Tell me I'm not crazy. Okay, there we go. We are making progress. Making progress. Maybe, okay, maybe this holds that piece in place. Maybe that's what it is. It's like a puzzle. It's like one of those puzzle boxes. Remember those? The Iron Man puzzle box. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Oh, okay, there we go. That holds that in place. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yep, there we go. Sound effects included. You're welcome. This goes on his wrist, because why wouldn't it? And the missile, the projectile, right there. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Now, will he stand? This will probably be the biggest test of this figure, is getting him to stand for the pictures, for the remainder of the video, and for the little turntable I put them on. Well, there we go. Not too bad, right? I think that's pretty cool. That's a fun Aquaman. I like the armor. I mean, it's not overbearing, but it adds to it. I think the Batman one was a little much where you couldn't really tell it was Batman. This isn't bad, though. I don't hate it at all. I think this is pretty good. And like I said, Aquaman was kind of always one of those figures or one of those characters that didn't really get his just due. Maybe got made fun of a little bit. It was kind of like, oh, Aquaman. But, you know, when the 90s hit, it was a little bit different, which I dig. I think that's cool. So what do you guys think? You guys into the Total Justice line? Do you think something like this could make a comeback? We did see McFarlane Toys release 4 figures. It was actually 4 at a Build-A-Figure from Justice League Task Force, which of course was a video game for the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. Actually, a really fun video game. It was a fighting game. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I can fight as Batman. That game was awesome. And they made 4 figures, Batman, Superman, Aquaman, and the Flash, and then a Build-A-Figure Darkseid. But I would think something like this. I would love a Total Justice wave. How cool would that be, you know? Obviously, McFarlane has no issue putting out Batman figures. We've had many Aquaman, and we've had some similar to this, but I don't think they've been exactly like this. I think that'd be cool. Throw in the armor, throw in some of the weapons, kind of modernize it a little bit. I'd be all about it. It brings you back to childhood, takes you back with all the feels. So I think that'd be cool. But let me know. Drop it in the comments down below. Is this something you'd pick up? I mean, I got this one, I think, for like $8, I think, something like that. I think the store I went to, they didn't have anything marked. Have you seen that before? Not a fan of that. Nothing's marked. And I just put like 5 figures up on the cash register like desk, the table there. What do you give me for it? And I was like, I don't know, $30. Deal. And I'm like, should I have said 25? What are you gonna do? I don't like to screw people over. I want these stores to be successful, so I have a place to shop. I'm weird like that, maybe. I understand everyone tries to get a deal, and I totally get that, and I'm all about getting a deal, but I also want these places to be successful. There's a freaking fly in here. What the crap? Ugh, my freaking dog going in and out, bringing flies in. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But what do you guys think? I think this Aquaman's pretty cool. It's definitely one I'm happy to have in the collection. And I'm very excited to unbox some more Total Justice figures. So make sure, if this is your first time checking out the TB Toycast YouTube channel, I appreciate you checking it out. Check out my other unboxing videos. I do 3 unboxings every week. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I drop a new unboxing video. I do Tales of the Toy Box about once a month. I got 3 videos up on that now. Episode 1 all about WWF Hasbro. Actually, that's not right. Episode 1 was on G.I. Joe Street Fighter. Episode 2 was on WWF Hasbro Series 1. And Episode 3 was about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Series 1. I also drop episodes of What's on the Pegs, which is very literally what I'm finding out there on my toy hunts. So check that out every Saturday. And then, like I said, the unboxing videos dropping every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with a bunch of cool stuff. I think Monday this week I dropped Epic Toys Boris Yukov. What other channel's doing a Boris Yukov and an Aquaman figure in the same week? Probably Kyle Peterson, because he does awesome. But I digress. Very, very cool stuff. So Aquaman, fun figure. I dig it. More Total Justice will be happening. I try to change things up. I don't like to unbox the same things every week. I want to get as much variety as I can so that you guys have a lot of cool stuff to check out. And maybe you skip some, and that's kind of part of the fun. But hopefully every now and then I hit you with something that you really enjoy. And hopefully Aquaman is right in your wheelhouse. But you know what? You can't please everybody. That's okay. Also, check out the TV Toycast podcast, which is the flagship that's going on almost 200 episodes now. We drop a new podcast every Thursday, wherever you get your podcasts. We have a different main event covering a classic toy line, as well as talking the news and current events in the world of toys. So check that out wherever you get your podcast. And that is it. That is all I got. Thank you guys for checking out the TV Toycast YouTube channel. That is Aquaman, of course. And we will see you in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot.